Play. I'm leaving. What is this music?
Buttons got clicked. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
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 Awesome, nerd. So good to be here.
So good to be here. Is this
So-
thing on?
Yep,
Howdy,
yep.
howdy.
How's your guys' week going?
Yeah. It's been a pretty interesting week,
How's
hasn't
yours,
it?
week?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Yeah, so much super hype news, so much excitement, so much to look
Yeah.
forward to.
Fix your name, Segellion.
Thank you. What was it before?
You still had Kai's name hanging out.
Oh yeah, I am not Kai, although I look like him, but I don't sound like Nubifier, so that's one thing that I'm missing.
Just missing out on life. God dang.
Seven's Andrew. Alright. Let me click on my little thing. Let's get right in on it, because
Go ahead. No, click on your little thing. Yep.
yeah, I did.
Yep.
Mm. Shut up, okay, man. That's good.
It's so strange that I don't have notes from this week's ATV.
There wasn't
Isn't
much.
Exactly. I mean, the trailer was great. Not like I hadn't seen it 20 times already.
Right? Yeah. No, this week was kind of a little on the light side. That's why I don't expect tonight to take too long. Unless we get something we get really excited about, or we get a lot of talk from the chats. But yeah. So I'm doing well, Andrew. How are you guys doing, by the way? You doing all right, Ace?
Doing okay. It's been a good week overall. Had a few surprises pop up, but I'd be bored without those. So, it's been a good week though. Yeah, man.
True. Boring weeks are never fun.
What is the wallpaper that we're looking at right now?
That is the inside of a Pioneer, my good friend.
So
I see.
Cool.
On
God,
the night
it's
crew.
so hyped.
You can tell it's
So
the night crew.
hyped. So hyped.
Okay.
It's so cool.
You always use that.
Oh, I love it. God, I'm beyond hype for the Pioneer and the Crucible and just God dang. Don't start, Ace. Don't start naming ships. Don't start naming the gloriousness. Oh,
Can't stop, won't stop.
Truth. It's truth. All right, man.
Just
So,
message me.
what? I think it was a notification thing. I heard that too. I'm not used to hearing stuff. I usually have my stream setting thing on,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the thing that nobody's heard about tonight. You guys know what that is?
No, actually, I have no idea because it seems that we don't have any new news, so we're just regurgitating the thing over and over again.
Nobody's ever heard about the Kraken.
It's a tiny bit of news. I mean, I don't know why you would think that's important or anything. It's not like people are going absolutely insane over it. Nope, definitely not a thing. Definitely not a super exciting, amazingly multi-capable vessel of superior greatness with a size 8 weapon and.
Alright, Ace.
What? I don't like space or spaceships at all. Don't mind me. I'm just keeping it chill here. Not really. I'm doing a horrible job.
Have you ever seen the Saturday Night Live skit where Eddie Murphy acts like James Brown and he keeps flipping out every 5 seconds, and they take the blanket and they put the blanket over top and be like, "Calm down, calm down." That's what we need for 8th grade out.
That's right. I can't help it, guys. The spaceships they do something special to me.
Got the spaceship funk going on.
You got that up in space. Just got the. Okay, I'm good. Just don't bring up the Kraken again. Wait a minute.
Well, the Q&A was released, and Wave 1 was released today for people that got the ship. So if you submitted for it, check your email. We now know how much it's going to cost us. 1,400 is the going rate with War Bond, and it's like 1,700 with the other one. Let me double
I
check.
believe 1750 or
Oh, is it
Yeah.
1750? I thought it was
it's something like that. I don't know. I looked at it a bunch, and yeah, I don't. Memory, don't know it yet. Definitely know it more.
1650. 1650.
There you go. There you go. Phew. I was thinking hopefully around 1,000, but whatever.
Yeah, I figured it was going
I-
to be pretty high.
Yeah, I was hoping for around 1,000. Let me clarify. But I was anticipating probably 1,500, give or take. But meh, whatever. Whatever.
There you go. So where did you actually get that image from? Because someone posted that in the Ultima Discord earlier today, and I wasn't sure. That
Facebook.
was Revere. Oh, it was on Facebook. I see. Revere posted.
Well, the Facebook communities had it, yeah. So, another thing is as I head up, we had the Q&A that got dropped today. I'm kind of surprised about this whole, like, does the shields cover other ships parked on the deck that didn't actually, doesn't actually protect them? Like, if I'm landed on your ship, and you're a carrier, which, let's be honest, that's what the Kraken is, you would think I'd be safe.
Nope.
But, nope.
I actually like that because, like, let's just take a step back and think that, you know, Chris Roberts is trying to create World War II in space, like the better version of Star Wars. So if you think back to aircraft carriers in World War II, there was, like, that was happening all the time where people were picking off airplanes off of the carrier decks. So I think that'll make for a really interesting gameplay, actually. You know, it's like if you're in the war, you got to get your ass off the deck and into space, or else you're going to get blown up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the other one is they did confirm that you're going to be your own little mini truck stop, which is kind of cool. So you'll actually be able to, you know, refuel, restock, and repair out on the deck, which is kind of cool.
You know, I don't like to call it a
Okay.
truck stop though, because I take that personally. I take the truck stop thing personally because the truck stop is really my dream, and I think that I think we're going to be able to have truck stops in the game someday. Like, we'll be able to either build them or purchase them or operate them or something along those lines. And I think that the actual truck stop is going to be light years beyond what this thing is. This thing is just a pocket carrier.
Yeah. I'm excited about that as well, dude. But I'm still hyped about the tiny little pocket carrier. Yeah.
It is kind of tiny. If you think about the Javelin is much larger, and the Bengal is
You make
actually
a point.
bigger, right? And it's huge.
Yeah, on the King ship.
Yeah, and then you compare
Oh,
it
the
to
King
that,
ship.
right, KP? So yeah, it's just, one of
Yeah,
those
but I'm
things.
not surprised, Segellion, that you're getting all excited about truck shops. It's not like you own a energy org or something.
Weird.
Right?
Either way, it'll be kind of nice. Especially think about this though, like if you're out and like hang out in the air or out on the frontier. See what I did there?
The final.
If you're out there, it might be good to have a little pocket truck stop.
Absolutely.
The other interesting thing is they said if it's at like full speed, charging ahead, you'll still be able to land because you'll be able to press and hold in, just like you can with normal landing pads.
There you go. Yeah, really.
But can we spawn anything?
Yeah. Isn't that exciting? I didn't think that they were going to offer that ability. I was reading the Q&A earlier today, and I'm like, holy moly, you can spawn ships on this thing. That's kind of a game changer in my opinion.
Yeah, exciting to think about. Absolutely.
Well, the little like disclaimer there is yes, when you spawn the Kraken, you'll be able to spawn other ships with it and on it. But once you disembark from wherever you spawn the Kraken, you'll no longer be able to.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of makes sense.
It does, and that's actually really cool. So I'm down with that. It's kind of like with the Endeavor Hope, kinda, when they talked about it, right? But well, no, I'm wrong. It's similar in some ways in terms of function and form, but it's different. Never mind. I'm wrong. Two different types of things.
Junkyard says only the owner can, and you know what? I think I was a little bit confused by that. I thought the owner of the individual vehicles. So if you own a Buccaneer and you stow it or you store it on the Kraken, then only that Buccaneer pilot can spawn it. That's how I understood it. Is that wrong?
So I'm pretty sure actually Junkyard's correct. Only he can spawn it. But I'm hoping that they'll expand that to at least, you know, whoever's in your party or your group or org or something like that.
Yeah, because I don't own any Buccaneers, so I don't have any vehicles to spawn with because I melted everything I own just so I can get a Kraken. Right?
You sound like me. I was melting. Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see. That's right. We'll see.
I melted to get the Valkyrie personally, but
dude. Hyped about that as well. Yes.
So another thing is, it's just like all Drakes. Kraken is well armored, right?
Ish. Not as good as the military vehicles.
Yeah, it's not quite that standard, but it's interestingly more than more than anticipated. So
yeah.
I like that their comment was pretty much like, why are you going to be in combat with this thing? It's not like it's a combat ship, all right? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Right? Yeah. I think we're going to be very surprised by its capabilities, similar to how we were all pleasantly surprised by the Cutlass Black, for instance. The Cutlass Black is a very impressive ship, considering what it's able and capable to at doing in combat, as well as just a general multi-role function, you know. And I love the Cutlass Black for numerous reasons. Not going to get into it, and so hopefully we'll feel similar about the Kraken. You know,
I think there's one issue with bringing up the Cutlass Black is that the Cutlass Black entered the game at a very specific period in the Star Citizen timeline. We were kind of desperate for ships at that time, right? So we're moving further along now. And now we have the Valkyrie, which is better than the Cutlass. And when this vehicle comes out, we'll probably have the Idris already. So whatever our expectations are around this vehicle, like they're going to be baseline against the Idris or some other capital ship. So I don't know. The Cutlass comparison is very interesting, I think.
Yeah. So we'll see. And we'll see what Drake does.
Yeah.
The one interesting thing is the little like mobile habs on board kind of deal, which is kind of cool. It said like 1 to 2 per pad. Kind of cool.
That is exciting.
Might have to bunk with a couple of your guys if you're coming in with too big of a ship or too full of a ship, but hey.
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
I was talking with When You Can about this yesterday because he just got a Phoenix. And, you know, there's 2 VIP beds in there. Well, there's 3 VIP beds, technically. 4 crew beds in there. So these 3 VIP beds, these are essentially habs, are they not? Like, you'll be able to spawn in these beds.
Yeah. Essentially, they are, yeah. And I think it'll be similar here, where it's like a mini hab kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's going to be something different with the habs compared to just a bed. Like... you know, in the old Ultima series, you used to have a house so that you could store your crap, whereas you used to have a bedroll that allow you to log out and log back in, or a hotel. So maybe there's a storage component with these habs that we don't know about yet.
Actually, they did bring that up at SitCon.
Yeah,
cool.
There is storage, and there's also ability to like create food and other things within a hab, versus a like the mini habs here might not have that as much. So
okay.
I wonder what storage actually means, though. Like, if we have all of these items, we have our mic drop on the screen, and we come back to it a couple of weeks later, and the microphone's still there. Or no, sorry, it's a remote control that Chris Roberts dropped.
There's a little clicker here for the PowerPoint, whatever.
I wonder what we're gonna want to be storing. Like, there's guns, there's armor, but like, you know, in other MMOs, there's, you know, snow globes, and there's fabric to make, you know, clothing with, and ore, and like, are we to be storing all that stuff in our habs?
I don't think necessarily in your habs, but you have to have some place to store it.
Probably like that when they start putting their refineries and stuff like that. It'll be a more realistic sort of system, right? So I don't know. That's part of what I talked about. earlier. Like with Ultima, I actually brought that up. You brought up an excellent point there. So yeah. We'll see.
Refineries is a really interesting point, because I thought refineries was going to be like surface level storage. So like you own property, you get crates, or you put up tanks, and then like there's maybe deeds for these things where it's like you say this is where my storage area is going to be on the surface, and then that's that. But again, like, where is our chest, and how do other games deal with this? Because I don't really play any other games. Like, what does storage in other games mean?
Well, so they do say like you're gonna have crates, you are gonna have like those kind of deals, and then you will have like the ability to build rooms to store them, and lockers for personal items and stuff like that. But yeah, no, definitely HABs will be interesting because of the fact that you can spawn into them. So you'll be able to spawn into them and store crap there. But I think when it comes to like resources and whatnot, you'll have like base locations or something to that effect where you'll be able to store it.
Yeah, exactly. So those are my conclusions as of the current information, and based off of what Tony Z has said throughout the years, and still saying similar stuff. And yeah, we'll see.
Well, they talked quite a bit about it actually. Like, it wasn't really obvious. They talked quite a bit about it in the Pioneer issue. Right, because they were talking like you're gonna have to have a lot of resources in order to do this, and then they show actually pictures of like mounds of like crates and stuff in it. So. Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. That's a good point, especially about the Pioneer. You know, as we're getting more and more information, we're able to pull information from all the different sources and come to various conclusions about the eventual outcome. You know, so. I think they're doing the same thing as they develop it, right? Most likely.
Right.
Yeah, really.
Well, I think the other bit of it to remember is they don't always necessarily come and give us information in the best of ways. What I mean by that is like sometimes you have to extrapolate data from different areas. Like there's data that's in lore that isn't anywhere else. So.
Yeah, you're right. I love the lore in so many ways, so yeah.
Other things about the ship is there's no escape pods still. So that's a thing.
I'm glad for that. That keeps consistency with the Drake branding.
There you go.
My Caterpillar doesn't have any of that stuff. So
there you go.
But I would say that the Caterpillar also has that detachable kind of cockpit. So if you really need to get away, technically you could do that. Maybe we'll see something like that for the Kraken 2, where there's a kind of a modular component or something.
The bridge splits off.
Maybe. Hey, that's cool, right? That'd be really cool.
That would be.
Starship Enterprise kind of thing where the saucer separator.
Just like with the Endeavor, you can separate it out, you know, and.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You're right about that. You know, it's a known thing in the universe. So if it's already a known thing in the universe, then they could utilize it for that too. You know.
I like what PvP Twitch says.
I just have to say, by the way,
going
if you guys don't know, that guy PvP Twitch is the guy that started me streaming. By the way, he's the reason why I figured out all this out.
Awesome.
So big salute to you, good sir. Welcome.
Super awesome.
Yeah, with your knowledge, PvP Twitch, all of us Twitchers are better. So thank you for influencing Concerned Penguin.
But so the other thing that came out of this is I'm gonna give him a little shout out.
Cool.
But, that there might be a chance for some medical bays. Which would make it, I think, the first ship that could have a medical bay, per se. Like, the Red technically has a triage bay, but a full medical bay.
So is that different than a hospital?
So a hospital... Right, so the Endeavor is kind of like a floating hospital versus this would be kind of closer to the Apollo kind of deal, like the features that it has. Where you might have tier 1, maybe 3 tier. Am I getting that wrong? No, I'm
No,
getting that right.
you're right.
And then 3 tier
You're
3s.
right.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep. And then like 2 tier 2s, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. Yep. And for those who don't know, tier 1 is the top level medical care. Tier 3 is like fix up some heavy bruising and scratches and bangs and maybe minor breaks. Whereas tier 1's like critical care type units. So.
Right.
And then of course tier 2 is right in the middle. So there you go.
And depending on what injury you get, like if you got like a black limb on an indicator, you probably need to go see a tier 1 versus like if you just got some red, you can probably get away with a tier 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The other interesting thing that we have not seen in any other ship of a capital size so far, at least not of that size, is the VTOL thrusters on there. So that'll be
Exciting.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
the Idris should have the same thing. No.
I don't think it has the VTOL. It has a lot of thrusters, but I don't think it has the VTOL.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right. I think the Idris's thrusters like rotate. I
Right.
can't remember that con video now. It's been such a long time. We should watch that Idris video after, if we can, if we have time today. It's kind of relevant, you know. It's kind of our. This is how the physics of capital.
While
ships
I'm
and
doing
atmosphere-
this, send me the link if you can find it.
I can do that. Yeah, for sure.
But let's pull up the
So, yeah,
specifications. I mean, we keep saying we're going to do
Heck yeah,
that.
Let's just get at it. Check it out. Totally. Yeah, it's fun. Fun to think about all the things, you know. For instance, like the
There's that little guy. The javelin.
right, itty bitty, itty bitty. Shoot. Yeah, I'm so hyped in regards to all the ships, all the capabilities. I'm jumping to a different point lately. The flight system stuff. I can't wait to cover that more with you guys.
No VTOL.
So hyped. Oof. So it's
Oh,
more
no.
space.
No, it does. It does have VTOL. Never mind, I'm wrong.
Okay. They have to. I really hope they revise these pages when they do the major update. You know.
Yeah, for reals.
Oof. Man. So it does have. I wonder if technically. Is it technically VTOL or is it some sort of like major, like combined thruster, like maneuvering thrusters underneath it that can technically maneuver it possibly? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the final outcome is with their actual tech, especially with the flight system coming in being much more real, quote unquote, you know? So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Either way, you shouldn't be taking a ship that size into Atmo unless it's a very thin or very controlled Atmo. Like, that planet better not have any wind.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, yeah, really. But yeah, I am excited about the Kraken. It does have certain capabilities in terms of VTOL. I really like that idea in terms of some sort of like, you could even say it's some sort of like, well, I guess a little bit of play on words, like a mobile base, quote unquote.
Yeah.
You can have a mobile base going around the planet, maybe setting up and supporting. This is what I thought, and this is from some of the discussions I've had. I'm looking forward to helping out and assisting and or running my own and or some of my allies, some of, you know, if I have a Pioneer or I have a Kraken, you can mutually, there's benefits to helping out. So you can move with a Pioneer from outpost to outpost, building it up while having that mobile, center being the Kraken right there with it on site location. I think that's a really cool idea because obviously the Pioneer is capable and able of going through atmosphere and establishing outposts. Well, so is the Kraken. So if you could land or at least have a presence within the vicinity, well, then you have awesome security capabilities, really great, well, just multi-role capabilities, you know? So,
Well, you won't technically be able to build a base with a Kraken, right? But you can technically just like show up with a base ready to go with a Kraken.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying. You'll have your Pioneer ship, and then you'll have the Kraken ship as well to support your
Oh, I see what you're saying.
operations
Like the base
to
while you're
build.
building the base.
And then your Kraken is there to support your overall operation there. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Did you guys check out the concept art from this thing? By any chance?
Some, yeah.
Just seeing this now, I didn't see this before.
Isn't it cool looking?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
They've
I like
clearly
I like the horizontal one or vertical or not, whatever, the wide one, right? I love the look of that too. Go ahead. I talked over you. Sorry about that.
No, I'm just thinking that they've clearly done a lot of work with this, and I didn't think they actually did this much work.
Yeah.
So I wonder when we'll actually see this thing in game.
So one of the things that they said, right, is they no longer just build like a frame and then put that into like videos and stuff like that. They actually build out like 3/4 of the ship and then turn it into a concept, which is really like 3/4 of the ship's already there. And the reason is because then they can actually do just normal mechanics of flying it in the videos in the game, you know, ads and whatnot. So they do it differently now, where they actually build most of the ship out, and then they're like, okay, concept time and ads and etc.
That
Yeah,
kind of
that was cool.
plays a similar theme to them building FPS levels. These like each ship is an FPS level basically, so that makes sense, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a cool thing when they mentioned that's how they do it now. So that's good.
Yeah.
It is good.
So enough about the Kraken. I'm thinking for a second. I'm sorry, Ace. Sorry. We'll give you some tissues.
Just talk about another ship. He'll be excited.
We'll talk about the one that I'm excited
anything
about.
else.
Which one are you excited about, Penguin?
The Valkyrie Liberator.
About
Yes. So, just wanted to get what's your guys' thoughts on the fact that they completely kept it under covers? Although I called it, by the way, I did call it. I'm like, there's no way they're being this slow at building ships. They must be working on one that behind the scenes not telling us about. Like, it's got to be happening. I was hoping it was a Pioneer. It was the Valkyrie.
Right? I
And-
would hope they would mention like land or something. This.
Yeah.
God.
But what do you guys think about this? Like, all of a sudden, like, bang, ship, ready to go, like, flight ready, buy now, kind of concept, rather than doing concepts, etc.
I would say it's almost expected. I mean, you know, they're spending a lot of time spinning their wheels. And I mean this with as much respect as possible, but they're spending time spinning their wheels with all these secret works going on.
Mhm.
This is the result. I expect more of these mystery ships to pop up, to be honest. You know, maybe we'll see more about the F8 for the anniversary sale or the holiday stream if they do that.
That would be awesome.
You know,
Be awesome.
it is kind of interesting, like, and they've gotten to a point now where they really can't release new tech, if you will, that's gonna just like surprise the crap out of anybody. Like they're at a kind of a plateau for a bit while they try and get what they have fully fleshed out, right? Like, we've known OCS is coming, and that is a big hurdle to get over. And until they finally get that completely smoothed out, they get this first planet done, they really can't release anything crazy like wormholes, buildings, you know, new gameplay mechanics, etc. So I wasn't surprised too much. All of a sudden, we have a ship, because that's the only thing right now we can do that can surprise you. Let's be honest.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. Agreed.
And this is, I mean, you watch the Squadron 42 trailer and the Valkyrie's in there, so there's a reason why they had to release it, right? It's like, we can't
exactly.
release this and not show all the backers. So, and you know what? I think it's
they have done that before, though, where they've put one of those videos out and not released it, and then there was like 50 different like YouTubers like, and you see that right there? That's a ship we don't know.
It's true. Yeah, you're right.
Those are fun times.
As you guys can see, by the way, I just had to get a new haircut for the show, just for you guys.
So fresh.
I'm so glad you did. I wouldn't have showed up if you didn't get a haircut.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been the same, KP. It wouldn't have been the same.
Let's talk about SitCon for a second, shall we?
Cool.
Segellion, how great was your video performance within the show on SitCon?
Oh man, that whole experience was first off, the internet was awful, like a whole new level of awful internet. So I apologize for messing that whole thing up, Penguin.
No.
And
I don't blame you at all for that. I just kind of look at them going, like, I know exactly why they had that issue. You know why they had that issue?
Because we didn't pay an extra $20 for a live stream ticket.
That is part of it, but there's another part of it.
What else?
Because that company would have figured out this, which is, what are people doing when they're not actually at the stage? Like, if they're getting, Big Benny's noodles and stuff like that. What are they doing? Are they just sitting there like, hey, what's up, guys? What are you doing? Especially if, an actual panel's going on. Are they doing that? No. They're watching the stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were not caching the stream locally.
Yeah. Good point, dude. They didn't have the little, what do they call those? Like those big buffer things at the site location where everybody can pull from that location on site, right? What are those called? I can't, you know what I mean, though. I
know what you mean. I'm forgetting the technical term. I just call them buffers.
Yeah, there you go. We'll call it those.
But, so one of the things I've done this for Alaska Airlines, I've done this for a few different places, is set up these kind of systems. And what you do is you actually force route people going to your YouTube or Twitch or something like that to a web page that says, hey, play this instead. And what it does is it plays off of a local server, or a server cluster in this case. And that way, they're not pegging your internet. And the other thing you do is you force restrictions on people that are streaming and say, hey, I know you want to get like that 1080p sweet life going out, but we've got a con to run. So 480. And there's a way to do that actually within the web proxies. So they didn't do either one of those two things, which would have immediately made the internet 10 times better. The other thing you can do if you want to is you can do compression on the internet pipe where going in and out. And they didn't do that either. This is all the things I've gathered. Like, they did all these things that wrong that you're supposed to do for a big event like this. Insert network engineer rant here.
Well, I would say they did have a lot on their plate.
Yeah, they did. And if they had that company come in, if people hadn't whined and complained about stuff, which, guys, remember, you get what you pay for, people.
Yep.
All right? Come on.
Yep.
Don't whine and complain and nitpick every little penny. Sometimes you got to put out some money and you get a better return. All right. If you don't put out the money, you're going to be upset because you don't have as good of a return. Then you cry and you wonder why. It's because you didn't put out the expense on it. You didn't put out the money on it.
There were some salty people there, and I did not expect to see salty people. I thought it was only like the zealous members of Star Citizen that would attend a CitizenCon. But no, they must have pulled some people right out of Reddit, because there was people complaining, being like, oh, we're beta testers for the game, so we should get this stuff for free. I'm like, what the you know what I mean? Like, where do you get this attitude from? But people complain because they have nothing else to do or something. I don't understand. But I was really surprised to see a lot of unsupportive people at CitizenCon. So I totally get the people on Reddit that were flaming this whole live stream thing, and they probably just don't seem to care or something.
Some people are unhappy in life, and no matter what, they're going to have something to complain about. And those are the people you don't want to listen to or deal with, because guess what? They're only going to bring you down. And those kind of people, hopefully, will figure out life. Maybe you can even help them because you give a care about them. But they're going to always have something to complain about, and that's just not cool. And that's just a waste of time. Get productive and get at it. Quit complaining, So,
as HC Vertigo would say, get good.
Get good.
So, Ace, I saw you just posted something. We can't let this go quite yet. So go ahead and give us your announcement.
About what I just posted?
Yep.
Oh, I mean, not that we hadn't talked about the Kraken enough. So basically, there are 7 waves overall over the next few days, per se, right? Leading up to the big Monday, you know. Ooh. And so basically, they will be showing up about every 4 hours, give or take, where the different waves, there will be a slight skip between wave, what does it say, 5 and 7, I believe? Yeah. And so, yeah, guys, today, just a short time ago, wave 1 crashed onto the shore as the Kraken, breached through. Wait, less illustrative, Ace. Get just the facts.
Illustrate it.
Right? Quit literary engineering, Ace. All right, so yeah, guys, wave 1 dropped just earlier tonight, and it's going to continue dropping wave after wave after wave of incredibleness, which I love the theme of it all, as the Kraken comes out of the sea, obviously, and yeah, it's going to launch, and a bunch of times. Do you mind reading off the times? I'm having trouble seeing the tiny print here.
So it looks like Wave 1 is Friday, October 19th at 2300 UTC. Wave 2 is Saturday at 3 UTC. Wave 3 is at 7 UTC. Wave 4 on Saturday is still at 11 UTC, 11 a.m. Wave 5 is at Saturday at 2 p.m. UTC. Wave 6 is at 6 o'clock UTC, and Wave 7 is at midnight on Sunday.
There you go. And that is also confirmed at the end, but Twitch would only let me type so much. So
and Wave 7 is a free-for-all, right? Wave 7 is like whatever's left over. That's what...
Yep.
Yeah, it is confirmed as well. So, yeah. Yep. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
So, Penguin, do you think that AceTycho is going to buy a Kraken?
Nope.
You don't think so? He seems pretty enthusiastic about it.
I am hyped, but we'll see what happens.
See what happens. You know what? I say that every anniversary sale. I'll see what happens.
Truth.
Those 300s. Anyways.
So let's talk a little bit about some new technology that we saw, shall we?
I love technology.
Have you guys gotten into that VoIP life yet? Do you know about that VoIP life?
Were you managed to get it going? I couldn't get it going.
Yeah, I got it going. I was VoIPing everybody.
Really?
Oh, God, yeah.
I should try that later. I'd like to see it. So wait, so the VoIP and VoIP or just VoIP?
Just VoIP.
Just VoIP from Meow.
Yep.
So I was just trying the VoIP, I guess, and that wouldn't work. So
yeah, no, the VoIP isn't working yet. It's supposed to be released in the next couple of patches because they had a bug with it.
So my issue is that I stream, and when I stream, I can't use VoIP, I guess, even though I have 2 webcams.
Got to get that sweet third camera, yo.
Yes, you can. You just have to go and unset the option that says that one application can control its destiny.
There you go. There you go.
So, look into that a bit more.
Yeah, be careful.
I know because I did it on stream.
We do.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So, but you had to use a separate camera, right?
Nope, same camera.
No.
You use one camera.
Yeah, basically, where there's a setting within Windows, right, KP,
Yep.
where it like basically takes over a certain device or something like that, right? I'm trying to be basic with my terminology, but yeah.
Short version is with any of your devices, one program you can make it so, or by default, one program gets like all the rights to it, and nobody else gets anything. One
There
or
you
nothing. But
There
there's
you
actually a
go.
checkbox that'll allow you to split it. Same thing is true with microphones, for instance. But the reason why they do that is you'll start more and more devices that are using that same stream, if you will, have issues. So like you're more likely to have a crash, you're more likely to have a driver issue, the more and more they're borrowing off that. So by default, they make it so only one can. But if you uncheck
Makes
it
sense.
take destiny in your own hands, then you can do it.
Absolutely.
Very good job.
And with Star Citizen, you do that every time.
What is that?
Shoot.
If anybody's listening and you want some easy karma on Reddit, go ahead and post a tutorial on how to do that.
There you go. There you go.
I would still get downvoted if I post that, so I'm not going to post it.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't even have an account on Reddit. I read it, but I don't have an account. Alright, so we were talking about this a bit earlier. Segellion has certain feelings about these. Have you guys been to the truck stops yet?
Pretty fun. Interesting. A lot still to polish, but a very interesting view of what's to come. Yeah. I enjoyed my time there. I was also frustrated, but I enjoyed my time overall.
What were you frustrated about?
A few things, not just the polish. I can overlook that. Whatever. It's not done yet, right? It's not completed. So some of the function of it overall, like some of the buttons weren't good. That at least at that moment when I was there, they weren't functioning, like for the elevator, or you couldn't see them. Just in that probably goes back to polish and finishing it up. It's not a finished product yet. Overall though, I was quite pleased. But there are a number of things. I could go on and on. But overall, I was pretty pleased with what's to come and what they're showing. Your thoughts?
I love the truck stops. Honestly, yeah. I love them so much. Flying into that hangar. And yes. I did it in the Starfarer this morning, and it's so much fun. It's like a brand new level of difficulty of landing, and it reminds me of like the scene from the episode 4 when the Millennium Falcon is coming into the Death Star, and I just gotta listen to that sound, like that music where it's like and it's like coming into the hangar, and I'm like, oh, this is so much like Star Wars. It's so much fun.
So true, man. Yeah, that first time when I went into that hangar and you could get out and you could see NPCs walking around in it, just like they're going to be actively doing stuff. I've been so hyped to see that at Levski, and it hasn't been a thing. And now you see it, and you can look around it, and you see all the activity that will eventually be occurring with the loading and unloading of items and fueling up and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I looked around that hangar for a while. It was fun.
It looks great too. Like when you park your ship in it, it just looks primo. Sorry, Penguin, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so you guys didn't do like I did and just hammerhead into the back end of the hangar, just like full like charge in.
That's not how I roll. That's not how I roll.
I was like, I'm gonna hammerhead. I'm gonna ram something. Let's ram the inside of this hangar. The other thing, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but like none of the stores are functional right now. But hilariously enough, unlike the stores you see at like Port Ollie, etc., there are a ton of crates and boxes all over the place, like as though they're moving in. And let's not talk about the replace cones and balls, okay? Those are hilarious too.
I think,
polish, right?
I don't think there's too many remaining after the
They've got most
patch.
of them.
Yeah, I think so.
You know where there's one at?
Where?
The thrusters on the back of the Valkyrie. There's 2 of them. They look like taillights. On the regular Valk, not the Liberator. The Liberator, they got it right. But yeah. So I know you've not done this at all, Segellion, but space mining?
Were you watching that stream where I did this? Is that why you say that? Oh god, that was brutal. Man, I was so angry with that stream. Seriously, like some severe UI issues with the I don't know, the flow behind it. Like it's just cohesive. Is that the word I'm looking for? Where the beginning, when you start doing this and when you stop doing it, like it's just it's not fluid. Like you don't go between the different tasks that you're supposed to do to get the ore like in a very fluid manner. It's very difficult. And I mean, we're game testers. We're all game testers, so like we have to deal with it. But I feel like it's got a long ways to go just for usability.
Agree. It's got, this last patch I just dropped helped significantly, by the way. But
oh, that's
yeah, no, like there's been multiple times like you're scanning and like nothing shows up, and all of a sudden you go by it and then it shows up, and you're like, what the frick? Like little things like that, and like things not showing up on scanners when you're over yellow. But like if you pay close enough attention, you'll see numbers, and then you go to the number and like, oh, I can mine this, but it didn't have a box around it. So this last update helped.
It must be really hard to make things fun but still difficult, because like I do admire difficulty in games, but it does, like even when we had mining in 3.2, I didn't really find it that much fun. Hopefully somebody does.
Hopefully somebody does, indeed.
Hopefully somebody does.
I'm not that guy. There's a reason why I've very much so considered getting rid of my prospector. I only keep it just because, like, I know if we're desperate for resources, I want to be able to like hop in and like help out. But there's no way in hell I'm getting an Orion, for instance, right? Like that's my kind of my rule of thumb is like each gameplay mechanic I have a ship for it. It might be like the cheapest one, but I have a ship for it. Like I've got a vulture, and I don't need a reclaimer. Like and a deal. But I'm actually excited for repairs, so I got a Crucible and Vulcan.
Cool. And that makes sense. Go for what you enjoy and then supplement the other areas, right? So, yeah.
Yeah. So should we talk about the elephant in the verse?
I'm curious, Ace, have you done the orbital mining yet? Space mining?
I haven't. I've been with friends while they've done it, and it's been a bit of a mess. So nothing successful yet. So yeah,
That's somebody.
Hopefully they'll make it better and better over the next few patches, right? So
Kai, if you're listening, I'd love to know your opinion about the space mining as well, if you've had a chance to try it.
Apparently he has an Orion, so apparently he's still into that mining life. I know he does a ton of it.
Cool.
Compared to most of us. Relatively, yes.
Yeah. I'm just not as into it. It's interesting and it's fun. I find the systems to be fun. I find how it's done to be interesting and fun. But it's just not right now. It doesn't pull me in, it doesn't interest me like other things do. So yeah.
I think I was very interested in mining. I was so in love with mining, and then I started doing mining, and I'm like, I don't love it anymore. I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
mining is much better. You know what? I gotta try planet mining. Kai, I haven't done that yet. I just tried the orbital mining. I've been making so much money doing trade. I don't want to do anything else. I'm like, sweet. I'm not crashing every 5 seconds. I love trade all of a sudden because I'm not dying. and then today I took a couple of torpedoes to the side of my caterpillar and lost 100k. But hey, who cares?
Shoot!
About that, right?
Ouch!
Yeah, really?
So, Hurston.
Mm-hmm.
We still don't have it out. If we look at the roadmap, it's still not done yet. It's actually about 90%. Last time I checked. 80 out of... Yeah, it's a little over 90.
Yeah.
Still
Very
not done
close.
yet.
Still having that glorious placeholder, huh?
Yes, which actually is rendering in textures and stuff, by the way. We've figured out. Thank you, Red Layer, for that. A wonderful trip. But
there you go.
apparently you can get within 400 meters of it, and all of a sudden it'll just spawn in like all the ground textures and stuff of where you're at, and then it'll blow you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have a tag right now like on a spawn of ground textures below somebody up.
Right.
Yeah, but you can get within 400 meters.
So, how is the stream, guys? Did something just happen to it?
Yeah, I'm seeing a
that's
huge
true.
amount of drop packets.
All right. Something just happened. I think we might be recording still, but we might be off air on Twitch. So if we want to keep the show going, it's up to you, KP, in terms of they're recording here now, live recording, but in terms of Twitch itself, there we go. Cool. Hello, everybody.
All right, looks like we're good to go again.
Cool.
Ace, have you had a chance to try and get to Hurston?
I attempted a couple of times, but no success yet. But yeah, I keep getting turned around not turned around. I keep getting stuck at the wrong locations, and I'm like, daggone it. What I was trying to do, I was trying to figure it out on my own just for the fun of it, right? I wasn't following the instructions, and I kept getting stranded out there, and then I wouldn't have a ship that I could log out in and log back in if I need to do the fuel trick, because when you log back in, you have a full tank again, right? So, I'll probably follow some instructions this weekend and just do it that way and have some fun, you know?
You know, I think that we have a long ways to go with Hurston, and I think it's a fracking huge project. And when we saw the CitizenCon demo in Hurston, I noticed that they kept their altitude. You know, they didn't really look too closely at anything, and that was kind of a red flag, because like usually they show stuff. Like last year when we went to Hurston, you know, they coasted just over top of the water, right? Like ever so elegantly, and everyone was so blown away with that. This time it wasn't like that. This time it was like, no, we're keeping our altitude. You know, we're going straight to our target, and that's that. And I'm like, we're not going to see the water? Like, we're not going to see the ground textures or anything like that, or the trees, or wasn't like that. So obviously there's quite a few kinks to work out.
Yeah. Man. Yeah.
Hey, Dream Wraith.
Hey, Dream Wraith. Good to see you.
Apparently, though, that planet is the only, like, these two spots right here, the only thing that's left. All the moons are still good to go. So is the gameplay element. So, I'm just waiting on a couple of tweaks there, apparently.
Heck yeah.
Well, it's 10%, isn't it? We still had 10% to go on Hurston.
If you include both of them combined, it's like 9% or something like that. Yeah.
9%.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
9% for CIG is a big number.
It is.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I'll be feeling better once we get like 5%.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, probably a month, maybe a little bit longer.
Jeez.
But I think it's a good thing, because I think that when Hurston comes out, ArcCorp is going to be right behind it. So I feel good about it.
Well, they've already started on all the moons and stuff, actually. So
They won't take a month to crank out those moons. That'll be probably pretty easy.
yeah, most of that's auto-generated, so they just have to come up with that was actually one thing really cool from SitCon. I actually enjoyed that, where they were showing how they do the auto-generation. They just throw in like these 5 patterns, and then it auto-generates an entire surface region for them. Like,
it's pretty cool, right?
This color with this texture and this manipulation, and like there's like 5 things. They just like click, 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 boom. Here's an entire mountain range with like varying levels of like flat spots and stuff.
Sure.
I think there's going to be a lot of automation with the ArcCorp as well. I wouldn't be surprised if ArcCorp is actually like a smaller project than Hurston. Like, I'm thinking that ArcCorp might have less biomes. We'll see what comes together. It's totally like
the whole planet is a city, so yeah.
Yeah, it's like an ecumoculus or ecu. I'm using too big of a word. My brain just failed.
That's an impressive. I'd never heard that word before. So whatever you got.
Yeah, I can't. My mouth won't let me say what the brain is yelling. Say the word. I'm like, my mouth is like, no, I'm not going to say that word correctly. But yeah, it's called like an ecumoculus. whatever. It's a big word, but yeah, it's really cool. I've done various studies. I've always been fascinated on, city planets, right? Or urban planets. And yeah, I'm pretty hyped. I'm so beyond hyped in very inappropriate and amazing ways about ArcCorp. Very excited. I mean, you think like friggin' Hurston and like Levski's like a Judge Dredd type mixed type interesting environment. Then you have friggin' ArcCorp get that Blade Runner-esque kind of incredibleness all up on there with a bit of Coruscant and everything else. And oof, yeah.
Hopefully we see like a Tyrell building on ArcCorp as well. Like the Tyrell building that's in Hurston is super cool, but I don't want that to be it. The
old ArcCorp building,
Yeah. How big is that going to be?
There you go. Yeah, really. Shoot.
So, real quick, I just want to say from one group of streamers to another, congrats, Bad News Baron. What a way to do it. If she likes Star Citizen at all, I'm sure she's impressed.
Hey, you gotta like Star Citizen to get in front of that crowd, man, because we're batshit crazy. So
pretty awesome.
That song stuck in my head.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So one of the things that came out of calling all devs this week is components could show up to you dead on arrival, just like in real life. It's a very, very, very small chance, but it is a chance. And as Ventura would say, you're saying there's... No, that's not Ace Ventura, but you get the point. You're saying there's a chance.
Jeez, I really hope they gamify that a bit more and not let that really happen. But the other part of me really likes the idea too, so I don't know. I don't know. I think that's a little too much. But then I'm a fan for the... Well, I'll jump ahead for the magazine thing, but yeah, I'm interested in seeing what they're going to end up deciding on that realm. I think it's cool. I have mixed feelings, obviously.
I loved how casual they were in that Calling All Devs episode. They asked the question and they're like, "Yeah, duh, yeah, of course, yeah, it's no big deal," and we're like, "Oh, that's." Having lemon products, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it actually is, and I'm real mixed about that. Real mixed in the. I don't know. It's that balance of having fun, but also having more of a sim, but making it fun, and so
and difficult, and differentiating between Origin products and Drake products.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, I hear that.
Dream Wraith, this is the future, and they've abolished all lawyers.
Oh. That could be a good and a bad thing.
The Messers didn't like them messing with their lineage, so... All right.
So, let's talk about everybody's favorite salt topic that came up once again in Calling All Devs. Where is my Bennu Merchantman? Where is my Redeemer? And where is my Carrick?
Did they say Redeemer? I don't remember them saying Redeemer. Did they say Redeemer?
No, they just in general were talking about like ships taking 7 years and stuff like that. Like it was total like, at this rate, it'll take 7 years to get ships out.
I'm glad they talked about this actually, because I also talked about this in my stream this morning. In that, I'm just thinking, because we're talking about the Caterpillar needing a facelift, because the 300 series is getting facelift, the Reliance are getting a facelift, the Mustang just had a facelift, so the Caterpillar desperately needs a facelift, and there's all these functionalities with the Caterpillar that are still kind of incomplete. So you think about the amount of work that you have to put into that. And I mean, this is just one ship. So if we get these massive ships that have to get built and we build them too early and they have to get facelifted again, we just double the workload. And, that's something to consider. And the fact that we're just adding the network technology now, it's probably a good idea that they just hold off on building ships in the short term, at least the bigger ships. And I totally agree with Disco in that things are going to start moving really quickly with the ship pipeline. I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah, now they're getting more and more on their palette to work with, right? So, yep, they're able to grab more and more and just throw it all together and make these really incredible vessels and all the assets and whatnot, you know. And it'll be fun to see. It'll be fun to see it.
On your notepad you just had, Penguin, what were the 3 ships that you had mentioned?
The Carrick,
the Banu,
and the Redeemer.
Right, the Redeemer, right. That's a whole different can of worms, isn't it? Because I don't think they really want to make that ship. And I mean, it was a drop ship. So now we have the Valkyrie, we have the Cutlass, and now we have 3 drop ships.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we also have the A2, which is a gunship, right?
Right.
And
right.
So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, and yeah, Andrew and Nikki I never actually said hello to you guys in chat. So hello. I never actually did that, so apologize. But yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what they do with Redeemer. You know, I've been very excited about it for a long time, and so who knows, man? There are so many things. There are so many cool ships, and so many cool things in this game. So many things that none of us even have any idea about, you know? And one step at a time. I'm trying not to be too overly hyped now. So
you should be hyped, because I'm not. So one of us here should be hyped.
Yeah, I see. That's the thing with me. I want to be super hyped, and I am. But at the same time, I have a bit of an unsure heart, meaning I'll believe it when I see it. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I'm very hyped. Very hyped. Very hyped.
So, the BMM though is hype worthy in my opinion, especially because we don't know anything about the Banu design style yet. I mean, people fantasize about, you know what? I don't even know what people are fantasizing about with the BMM. I mean, we don't really have that much of a marketplace. Okay, tell me, what are you hyped about for the BMM?
I'm excited about just how much it can store for doing trade runs, but also the whole marketplace aspect of that. I think super cool. So you can actually have mobile trade posts, right?
And that's the thing, is the marketplace, we don't know anything. We know 0.00 about the marketplace mechanics. However,
but we will if they release it.
I don't think it's well, probably not, because like the 600 series is a whole bunch of features that, like the scanning tech, that map feature, we don't know anything about that. So we're going to launch the BMM. It's not going to be able to do anything. I honestly, Penguin, I think it's going to be a really crappy cargo vehicle. I mean, I do cargo every day. I think it's going to be a crappy cargo vehicle. Like I wouldn't place bets on that thing doing anything. The Hull series is going to be our leaders for trade. But the alien stuff, I think the Banu style is going to be really neat. And we're going to find out about that next patch, right? 3.4.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see. But I don't know. If you think about the lore in terms of the Banu men, or the, what did I just say? Yeah, right. So whatever. The merchantman, all right? The actual overall lore, it's an interesting multi-generational, multi-function type ship that's based around its purpose, right? And it's to do trade deals and or commerce and all that, right? And if I am wrong about any of this, please help me out here. But I don't know, and it's built for multi-generations. Multiple generations, and so it's a multi-generation ship, and some of them have been passed down for a very, very long time. And I don't know, you know what, there's so much that we don't really know, and it'll just be fun to see. And I don't know. Try not to get super excited about it, because I know it's going to be a long time until it actually shows up.
It might not be that long, actually. Like if they do the Banu Defender 3.4, sure, we might see it in December of next year.
I was gonna say next fall, right?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get the 890 in March, April next year.
Yeah, because one, they'll be able to do it as well due to the fact that they're going to have the tech, and they're going to have the tech in to be able to handle these giant ships and all of this activity, you know. And so, yeah, they're going to have OCS ironed out and beautiful, and even better than it is. They're going to have hopefully server. I don't know about, well, probably server meshing, hopefully, at some point, maybe this year. That would be extremely exciting. They're going to have
next year.
What?
Server meshing?
Oh, coming up in the upcoming year, hopefully.
Right. Gotcha.
You know, hopefully, so that it will be able to handle these giant ships with OCS. And now I'm blanking out on all the other terms, all the other sub areas, not just OCS, but all the other things that help make the game better and able to run, you know. I don't know. There's just so many factors, so we'll see. We'll see.
And we're not going to talk about the character today because we talk about the character every week.
So real quick, the newsletter just came out, and there was a couple of interesting things that came out of it. Like one of the things we're about ready to talk about. But yeah, they just released a new P2 version.
I see the Dragonfly is written in there on your screen. So there's been some leaks about the Dragonfly. Concept ship of the month.
They called it the Dragonfly Riders of Terra.
Ah, I see. Cool. Terra. Wait, so it's like a bike gang in Terra?
Apparently.
Oh, that's interesting. So what you're saying is Terra is not a paradise.
Maybe it is for some.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm looking over it. I'll look at it a lot more later. But yeah, this is interesting, huh? To see what's. These newsletters are cool. They are fun. Dragonfly Riders of Terra, man. Man.
Yeah, so that's what they call it. The top. Yeah. There's 314 ways to ride a dragonfly. Oh, I know what it is. That's the from the pictures at SitCon.
Oh yeah, sure.
Right.
Isn't that hilarious that we can actually consider in-game pictures being realistic looking? Yeah, you know, pretty awesome. Super.
Actually,
cool.
Corsair from Daymar Rally and I were arguing about what planet it was that the dragonfly photos were happening. It was a pretty heated discussion that we had because we were nitpicking on every little detail on that background.
Apparently it was Terra.
No, wait, it was Terra.
Yeah,
really?
Apparently it was Terra.
Interesting.
There must be a lot of biomes on Terra.
One of them there is. Yeah.
Yeah. Really hyped about Terra. One of these days.
Yeah, one of these days.
One of these days. One of these days, guys.
So, Matadors are towards the top when it comes to Arena Commander this week. So, congrats, guys. Stop the griefing, like for real, though. You see, leaderboards. If you don't know, there is a weekly leaderboard. We don't always put them on here. If you guys want us to, let us know. We're always open to feedback. We haven't done this. I figured I'd drop this in here and say. And non-surprising that the top people for referral programs are Level Cap, Board Gamer, especially. But I find it interesting that they give out their actual username in here. I guess that you have to be a two-way ad, so it doesn't matter. But yeah.
I have one referral. How many do you have?
I think I'm at like 5.
Did you get a gray cat yet? Then how much does it take for a gray cat?
I don't remember. I got something. I forgot what it was though. Maybe that's how I got my gray cat. don't actually technically own one, and I have one, so maybe that's how I got it.
Yep, that's how you got it, most likely. Pretty cool.
So it looks like there's some stuff for the Vendu Blade for subscribers, which is cool.
Yeah.
Here's all the meetups for bar citizens and such. None of them near me, which is very depressing, but oh well. There's your picture that you were critiquing.
Yeah, I didn't get a picture on one, unfortunately. I didn't really get to do anything at CitizenCon except for attend my booth, which didn't even get into any of the video footage. So sad.
I know. I was like, oh, he put so much work into that. It was actually kind of cool. Though I realize you're much shorter than I thought you were.
Thank you. Thank you.
I say that as somebody who is significantly tall. Most people think so. Alright, let's move on. We're already on overtime. Magazines, so let's just say real quick and we'll move on, unless somebody wants to really talk about it, that they are going to have differentiating between energy magazines and projectile magazines. Projectile ones, if you throw away a mag, you're going to lose whatever's ammo's in there, so you actually need to go to the bottom of the mag most of the time. Versus energy, it's just a transfer, so you're fine. Another thing we'll just briefly talk on is came out calling out devs, is they do plan to actually eventually add things like abysses and extremely tall mountains like Everests, if you will, into the mix. The chances are they're going to have to be added by artists manually because they don't currently have a way to auto magic make that happen, but they are thinking about it now. And I'm sorry, Ace, we have to talk about one of your least favorite things about this game. One of my least favorites too. But
sandworms?
Lore. So we learned quite a bit about Lear, which has been on my radar, by the way, since almost the beginning of this game. It's been on my radar because somebody's like, "Hey, have you looked at Ark and looked at Lear?" And I looked at Lear. I'm like, "That's kind of cool." Like the whole background story behind it, everything is quite awesome.
It really is.
But whatever you do, do not cross the Doctor.
Daggone it, dude! Right? Oh, what a story.
Would you like to give us the light version, Ace? Or would you like me?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Short version is two really wealthy guys bought the claims to terraform Lear 2. They hired a guy named Dr. Fally. Dr. Fally jumped in, was like, "Cool, I got this." Showed up with his peeps, started getting everything done. Well, while he was doing that, he was mining material and selling it to grab stuff for the planet. And eventually, him and his followers, disciples, if you will, decided that they needed to create a pure planet and refused to allow the company or UEE or anybody to come and take over the planet. And the company tried and were repelled. Not only were they repelled, but the tactics used by the Doctor on that actually allowed them to take the attackers' ships. Like, just flat out take them. So, that's the ships that they still use to protect the planet this day. They're super out of date, but they're going to go down fighting if you do decide to fight them.
Very much fanatic. Yeah.
Because of that, though, they will not buy anything from anybody that shows up at Lear 2. Lear 1 will do it in a heartbeat, like, "What do you got? Let's make this happen," because they're kind of desperate. But Lear 2 will not buy anything from you. They will only sell you things.
Good to know.
But Lear 3 is where I want to go.
And
holy crap, right?
so in the older lore, I don't know, I didn't read the lore story this week, but other lore posts about Lear, there's apparently a bunch of abandoned cities on Lear 3 because they tried to establish communities on Lear 3, but the sandworms drove them out. So there's supposed to be all these abandoned cities on Lear, and I think that'd be pretty cool. A little bit of Fallout maybe in Star Citizen, if you catch my drift. awesome game.
Well,
Super fun.
Not even just that, like not just the sandworms. There's insane storms that are like hurricane strength that like just roaming around. So not only do you have to worry about these freaking huge sandworms coming to eat like your entire village wholesale, but you also have to worry about like hurricane storms constantly that are rolling about. And you know, it's like right on the edge of the green belt, if I remember correctly, so it's not like the best when it comes to conditions.
Super lucrative though. Super lucrative. If you
That's
can
right,
get
because nobody's able to mine there. Yeah.
There you go. And they have a lot of really amazing resources there on top of that. So,
This is why some
is it
still
worth
try.
getting eaten up? Is it worth getting eaten up? Well, you know.
Taking Orion, put it against the sandworms.
Right? Right? Shoot. God, that would be an amazing wallpaper background. Just saying.
Yeah.
You know, Ryan coming down through the atmosphere, boom, you know, like a friggin' Reaper coming down, you know. Oh, man.
There should be components for the Orion to like turn it into a Death Star or something. What are the crystals called for the Death Star? Kyber crystals?
Yes.
So we should be able to install Kyber crystals on the Orion.
There you go.
Ah, that's the name. I was going to say, ArcCorp is essentially Coruscant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is honestly, I think Star Citizen is a better version of Star Wars. And I mean, I'm the hugest Star Wars fan, but I think that Star Citizen is a better version by far.
Okay. Yeah, I like that it has a multiple influences from all sci-fi and other genres too, you know?
That's right. That's a good point. Yeah, we got Blade Runner in here. We got Star Trek in here. We got, I don't know, also Alien. Firefly.
Escape, Alien, Babylon 5, Battlestar Galactica. Oh, wait. Stop it, Ace. Stop it. Get on with the show. We're in overtime. But yes, I must agree with you, Segellion. It is glorious, and the universe will be a living, breathing, incredible, awesome phenomenon of sci-fi. That will be forever amazing.
Let's talk briefly about the roadmap stuff, because they're still in the future. But 3.4, they're already working on ships. The ships teams have already like moved on. They've got their Hammerhead and their Falcouts. So now they're working on everything else. The other interesting thing I noticed on the roadmap, I think it was on there, but I didn't catch it before, is that they're planning to change how insurance is going to be in 3.6. To be like, how are they changing it?
You know, talk about that, because I don't recall much of an update right now. So what is that? What, just a little bit that you know of it, if anything.
It just says refactoring. Where is it? Insurance service refactor.
Okay. So that's it. They didn't like do like a small post, or I thought they talked about it briefly during CitizenCon, but I don't remember. Right? It might have just been me talking with a bunch of people on the side that I'm thinking about, but I thought there was some sort of official update. Yeah.
There's been some talk about like how is that going to work? Like, do ships just appear whenever you put it in? Because
sure. Okay.
Or is there going to be like starting to be like a scarcity because of it, right? Like the insurance company goes under maybe if you too many people do it. Like, you know, those kind of real life things. But the other side of that is nothing else in the game do they just appear. So why would ships as well? Would we maybe at some point be able to start building our own ships?
There you go.
Or
like
would we
Tony
at least
Z
be able to go work for Drake?
There you go. You go to the facility where the ships are actually being manufactured, you know?
And maybe your job is you haul the ships from Drake Enterprises factories to Port Olisar for the idiot that just blew up his ship.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, right? It's interesting. Yeah. Or maybe you have a giant Hall E and you attach a bunch of ships to it to transport them and drop them off. You know?
I didn't think about that one.
How fun is that?
Before of hauling on the
they did.
Yeah,
you could fit you're absolutely right. They mentioned where you can fit like a bunch of Hornets on it and then drop them off or whatever, you know. Yeah. Yep. It's pretty cool. So yeah, you know, driving the cars down the road, in your semi truck, you know, you see it all the time where you have the vehicles on those trucks, right? So similar kind of thing. And Tony Z did mention the breakdown of every ship and what it costs per all the pieces of the ship itself. And we've looked at the economic aspects of it and how all the economy all ties together, right? So we're going to have factories, and the factories are going to need multiple resource types to build an end product, you know, and that could be a ship. The end product could be a ship. So it'll be cool. I really hope they go in depth like that. I really do. It's really
I do also
too.
see on the roadmap that the Banu Defender is now in 3.5. I thought it was in 3.4. When did that change?
I don't know.
When they did the big update, they pushed it to 3.5. It's been at 3.5.
Did they really?
I cried a little.
Yeah,
really.
Because the Reliance is also in there as well, 3.5. But the 600 touring module is in 3.4 now. That's interesting. I didn't see that.
They must have realized it was easier than they thought. But I cried a little because of that, and also because of my land claims were gone, which means like, that means they pushed the Pioneer.
Yeah. I was so looking forward to land claims and actually building facilities and
but
stuff.
Like, there's a lot of stuff on this roadmap, and land claims is just a whole can of worms. Whole can of worms.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And
yeah,
it's my excitement. Yeah. So I'm
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and watch this video from Mr. Segellion over here on the first interest.
Cool.
Yeah, on the interest video. Are we going to do a voiceover of it, or are you going to mute us for this?
We'll do voiceover for this one.
Because of an interest?
Cool. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we do. I mean...
So the reason why I sent this was because we were talking about the Kraken before, capital ships flying in atmosphere. So I guess you can kind of get an idea of what they're saying. And wait, did you see the Kraken has VTOL?
Yes, it does.
It does. You can land on the... It does.
It has fixed VTOL though, unlike these guys who have... unlike the Idris, which has rotating VTOL.
Yep.
So similar to the Caterpillar would have then, which is horrible VTOL.
Yeah,
Either
exactly.
way, I mean,
it'll be about the same.
No, these are gladiators from the Idris, by the way.
Same size as the Idris here.
So,
right?
you know what it should
Yeah, pretty much.
So we're basically watching the Kraken try and land. So this is from Gamescom last year. I thought it was from CitizenCon.
All right, let's bring it out.
This is what Daymar looked like last year, and we didn't even see planets at that point. We didn't get planets until December.
We were all excited because we're like, we can land on something.
Yeah, really.
And now we're like, we just got a planet. Like, come on, guys. Like,
yeah, jeez, guys.
Like, where's my jump wormhole and stuff?
Right. Oh man, it's funny how perception is, huh?
I know. We're so spoiled. It's ridiculous.
That's a huge ship.
Look at that thing come down. Super cool looking.
Do you notice the difference in the textures of Daymar? Yeah, so this was in August, I think, of last year, and we were fantasizing about landing on moons, and I guess we're also fantasizing about capital ships. So I guess we were quite a ways away. We had no idea when we actually thought we would see the Idris in game.
You know, the interesting thing about this is, when I saw this, I did not realize it was an Idris, because I've saw this clipped a few times before. I never caught the Idris part.
Alright, open the way.
Yeah, it looks a lot different with those thrusters vertical instead of horizontal. I think. See, this is one thing I don't like about the Idris. It's basically like a large Cutlass.
I'm even mistaken it for a Starfare.
It's pretty large.
A Starfare, yeah, that's a good point.
Interesting position.
So it's the first working capital ship.
And I mean, yes, it is a big ship, but
Disappointed.
it, I don't know, it just doesn't look like a capital ship.
Hey, son.
And as far as like UEE ships go, this is the largest atmospheric ship, right? The Javelin can't land on a surface, can it?
Never done this before. Let's see how it goes.
Well, I mean, look at Daymar. I mean, technically it can land.
All right, KP.
Segellion did not get that reference, I don't think.
So basically, guys, KP's saying that it can crash land, but it can't successfully land on a surface, most likely. So,
if it's a thinner one, like I'm thinking, like Cellin, you might get away with it, but nothing with a real Atmo. Now, a Javelin will end up a mess if you try to land it. But they've also said even in some cases, like even an Idris or a Kraken, for instance, or etc., will be a mess if you're not careful, or if the Atmo is crazy.
Yeah, really.
All right, let me line this up again.
I've heard this topic brought up a few times of what do you what do you
Here we go.
like tugboats, right? Maneuvering ships around and assisting larger vessels into port, right? And so you get some sort of ship to help, bring the ship out of atmosphere would help a lot, that kind of thing, or whatever. I don't know. There's
Rip.
Yeah.
so true.
I remember there was something that exploded in this movie.
Look at the ramp. This just the size of this ship. It's interesting to think about the scale of it, really.
Well, if this is the same size as the Kraken.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. And the coolest thing about this ship though is that rear open and back open part of it. In my opinion, like the fact that you can fly through it. It's a just like a Star Destroyer.
Really cool. It's really cool.
So, how many vehicles does the Idris fit? You guys know?
Don't know, but it looks like quite a few.
Nothing official. Yeah, don't know. Yeah, right. Looks like it could hold what? Quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Who knows? Quite a few, like Nova tanks, for instance. So you can fit quite a few tanks up in that, and then bunch of other. I don't know. Who knows, man? And who knows what the grid systems are going to be like eventually? What they're actually going to end up going with? Who knows? Who knows?
Alright guys, we're going to watch the fan video real quick. This is one I found of, it's a fan made. They used a couple of different frameworks that are on Steam to come up with like what they think Terra is going to look like. And
cool.
Actually what the Carrack looks like and a few different things. So this is completely fan made. The entire engine and everything, like the whole scenario. It's a little bit on the longer side, so I'm going to speed it up. But at the end of it, then we'll have an AMA. But the last thing that I want to say is if you have fan videos, please send them to us, post it on Discord, we'll grab them, and we'll feature them here. If you've built one especially, and you're watching, we want to see it. I feel like I'm going to step on lightly on my little pedestal for a second, my soapbox, I should say, and say there's not really that many good fan videos lately. Might have to fix that myself. But alright, let's do this. So the reason why I typically mute us is out of respect for the people put this work in.
Well, I was just talking about how they got a great shot of the Ultimate Energy building here.
Super excited. I can't wait to explore the oceans there and the water, underwater and on the water. Just the city itself, obviously. Yeah.
How long I've been waiting to play Sequest DSV online. Not even a joke, though. Totally.
Subnautica is beautiful. Can't wait to do similar kind of things in this game, you know, where you can explore these amazing environments, you know. That'll be cool.
I can't believe how much time this guy put into this, though, like, the rooms and crap.
I was going to say, this is looking really, really, really beautiful. Great job.
And for anybody who doesn't know, this wasn't created by Sick. This was actually just some guy decided to spend months of his life, maybe even years of his life, building this.
His passion project, right? So,
yeah.
So cool. Yeah, GG to this person. Definitely need to give a shout out to them. And a link and all that good stuff, right? Of course. And of course you will. I'm just saying that. Well deserved, right? So, well done. So cool. So fun. Biomes.
I think Terra has like the most people's fascination though, because it's essentially like a better Earth.
Yeah. Pretty hyped about it for sure. Pretty hyped about it for sure.
We're such a long ways from this, though. It kind of makes me feel a little bit sick to my stomach. Like, we're such a long way.
Yeah. That's why I try not to get too hyped. At the same time, I'm so hyped. I try not to. I'm on both sides. I'm both extremes, you know? I'm super hyped and I'm super just, I'll believe it when I see it, you know? Yeah,
I mean, I'd much rather jump in a train on Terra than on Hurston.
There you go. Yeah. It's pretty fun, pretty cool. I mean, definitely just beautiful.
Is that a giant rock, or is that like an Argo or something?
There's quite a few giant rocks.
Right?
And there's your carrot, everybody. Only comment is, at least I can say now that I've seen my carrot fly at least once.
Right?
It doesn't really look like a Valkyrie or a Terrapin, though. I don't think so.
Yeah, really. It'd be interesting to see what they end up doing with it. Final product, you know.
Oh, that's a Polaris.
Polaris. That's so cool.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Right.
My bad.
That looks a little bit more like a Valkyrie. Yep. No engines. Engines
So
are soon to get.
So fun.
Well, they got everything else, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm just excited for the overall environment, you know, and as they're going to, like we've said over and over and over, the more that they get done and put out there, the quicker things will show up. You know, for instance, now that Crusader is and its moons were done, then they can move on to Hurston and getting all that done. Then once Hurston's done, then they can focus on other stuff. And then eventually, once Stanton is done, the system of Stanton, then look at that shot going down. That was beautiful looking. Man, oh man. But yeah, and so once Hurston's done, then they can get the next system done. Then, you know, and then just like with the ships, all right, the more assets they have, the more ships they can turn out and put out and do, and we'll see. That was a cool video.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
All right, we have 2 minutes for Ask Me Anything. If you have any questions, chat, post it now. You've got 3 different like backgrounds and 3 different well, there's some overlap, but 3 different like focus areas within the games and things that make us excited. So,
heck yeah,
this is a good chance.
I actually have a blue background. Yeah, and I guess you have a green one.
Yeah.
What color is your background, Penguin? Yeah.
Mine's a bright green, not dark green.
Bright green, not dark green. So yeah, we have 3 different backgrounds.
Yeah.
There you go. That's pretty good.
Well, while they're hopefully posting some questions, Segellion, 30 seconds or less. Any last remarks, comments, etc.?
Buy a Kraken. Buy one for your friends. Buy one for your children.
Shoot.
I don't know. I got nothing of intelligence to offer this conversation.
Oh, man. What about your stream and stuff like that, right? Plug for you. So.
Oh, I see. So
Or
I stream
Ultima,
Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. Ultima Energy is the corporation that I operate in game. We are focused on energy products and services. We're the leader in these things in the verse. Our prime competitor is CryAstro. There's not too many people offering field services right now, and you know, we're number 1. So
Well said. Hey everybody, I'm AceTycho. I'm a variety streamer. I'm on Tuesday through Saturdays and sometimes Sundays and Mondays, usually afternoons between 2 and 6, evenings between 8 and 12, give or take, depending on schedule. But sometimes the mornings, probably coming up though, as schedule changes between 8 and 12. But I am a little bit excited about Star Citizen, slightly invested, just a little.
just a little.
But yeah, guys, love Star Citizen, love this community, super hyped about it. I'm extremely, extremely excited to share more of this game as the upcoming quarters continue to show up. I'm super hyped about ArcCorp coming up. I love everything from those big things to the little things like the weapon magazines, for instance. It's just fun. Like the energy, batteries. You can passively charge them in your armor depending on the armor that you have on. Everything all the way up to huge details like there's a friggin' city planet, yo. Yeah. I mean, this game is amazing. Like I said before, this community is incredible, one of the best communities, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. So hyped. This week I'll be covering some Star Citizen. I'll also be doing some Rim World. That's a colony simulator. I love it. One of my favorite games of all time. So I'll be doing that, and I'm considering doing some sort of Star Citizen story in that game. Of if you would crash land in Star Citizen, would you create a colony on Daymar or something? I think that would be a fun little story. I'm gonna, of course, tie in things into all my other games. Somehow Star Citizen pops up no matter what game I'm playing, daggone it. So yeah, guys, it'll be good to see you around. Always good hanging out with you guys. So thank you for the few minutes here.
Sure. So I'm Concerned Penguins, if you don't know, aka the leader of the Penguin Army. And we like to give violent hugs. Currently streaming now Monday through Wednesday and Friday, obviously, with these guys here. Mixed between variety on like one day and the other days it's Star Citizen. So, what else? I'm also one of them higher up-ish people in Stargate Command. If you're looking for like a multi-role but with a primary focus of exploration and feel free to give them a check out. But otherwise, thank you both for showing up on the show today. And I thank everybody who is watching, especially. Otherwise, we'd be talking to ourselves. And let's be honest, we could do that without, being on any sort of TV screen or something. So much appreciate having you guys come hang out with us. It makes all of this worth it for sure. So.
Well, thanks for organizing this, Penguin, because I know I sure wouldn't, and I'm glad that you do. And you do such a great job.
Heck yeah.
Ah, shucks.
It's great to be here. It's great to be here. Heck yeah.
And I like how a couple of lurkers came out of the woodwork. So Macri and Echo Bit of 7 scripters.
I love those lurkers. They're the best. I appreciate them being around, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
With that being said, everybody have a good night. And let's see, are either of you going to be streaming soon?
Yeah, I will be.
Okay.
No, I'm going to call it a night. I'm probably going to go over to Matashi's stream and start harassing people because that's what I do on my Friday nights.
I got to go back to work. So, boy.
Sounds good.
But,
all right, well.
You want to drop real quick and then I'll throw it your way.
Sounds good. All right, guys. I'll talk with you in just a minute over on my stream. Thanks again, KP. Really good seeing you, Segellion. And really great seeing everybody in chat. You guys rock. 07s, everybody.